So hey guys, so I made a video on my second channel saying that I was going to make a video about my second YouTube anniversary, and it was also going to be my 100th video. I did some research, and it's actually my third YouTube anniversary, and I missed last year, so this is kind of a conglomerate of the last 2 years of my YouTube life. And oh boy did I do a lot. In the summer of 2010, I continued my series that was called The Weekly Show, which is something that I took a lot of pride in. For those who don't know, basically it was a show made of certain parts that happened each time. I would respond to comments left on the video on the last video in the series. I would talk about someone I thought was really cool and name them as Channel of the Week and tell everyone to check them out. And I would ask a question myself for you guys to answer in the comments. It was really my first experience with dealing with user interaction, and it actually connected me a lot more with my audience. While doing The Weekly Show, I started to use more advanced techniques like the green screen you may see behind me, as well as some cloning stuff. I really don't think I would have expanded my editing techniques had it not been for the simple format that I knew I could just fall into every single show. Yet after a while, the format seemed really unoriginal and boring, and I just didn't feel passionate about it anymore. I felt like it was just really repetitive, and I thought that I could do a lot better if I thought up a new idea for each of my videos. So I started making themed vlogs and skits, and that's when I really started letting my creativity fly with the whole YouTube thing. In some of those skits, I even started using other people in the videos, which is totally a skill you need to have if you're going to be successful in this field. It's really very rarely something someone can do alone, and in order to be really good at it, you have to involve many other people. Most of the time, I never really wrote out a full script. I would just jot down bullet points of what I wanted to say in the video and phrase it the way I felt like it came out naturally as I was in front of the camera. Funny thing, that's actually literally what I'm doing right now with this video. So in some ways I haven't changed at all. As I began to decide what I was going to do with the rest of my life, I finally settled on film by the suggestion of my own mom, who said that I was more focused on YouTube stuff than I was on my schoolwork. Which, to be honest, is completely true. I realized that in order to apply to film schools, they expected you to have as much experience as you can get on your own before you even apply. So in order to do that, I had to make my own short films. And so I made 2 projects that could fit into that category: Give Grief a Voice and The Caretaker. Give Grief a Voice was really unique for me because it actually literally involved my YouTube audience. If you didn't know, I asked you guys if you had any stories about grief or bereavement as a teen and how you dealt with it. And I used all those stories to compile them and make a comprehensive video about how teens deal with grief. And if you've watched some of my videos after that, you'll have known that I got an award for it, which is really cool because it was the first validation that what I was doing was actually, good. The Caretaker was my first short film that involved me writing, directing, filming, editing, everything. And, I'm really proud of it. It started just as an idea I had in the middle of class, like most of my videos do, and turned into one of the things that I'm most proud of in my video creating life. As I was working on it, I realized that, hey, I'm putting in a lot more effort than I had been when I started this whole YouTube thing way back when. And the weird thing is, it was totally okay. It felt like I was having a ton of fun the whole time, even though I was working my ass off. In addition to the short films I was doing, I also had a sitcom by the name of Serious Shenanigans. That's still running on YouTube if you're not familiar with it. The 5th episode of which should be the next video I post on this channel. My friends from school, Tim, Connor, and I had this idea way back when that we were gonna do a YouTube show together, but we had no idea what we were going to do. It wasn't until Christmas 2010 that we had the collective idea that we should do a show about ourselves on YouTube. And in the summer, we filmed and edited and posted our first episode of Shenanigans. Now, I have to say, it took us a lot longer to film than we expected, especially because none of us had any idea if what we were doing was even good. And we were really all terrified because we really had that desire to make it the best it could be, which is great. You need that if you're gonna make any sort of creative product. My main challenge with Shenanigans was working on the ideas of others. I had to make what Tim and Connor wrote come to life on the screen, and then edit it in a way that I thought they would like. And that collaboration is key to success on YouTube. In addition to all of those things, which I think might advance my career prospects in the future, I also did some stuff on YouTube just as a hobby. For example, making music. I don't have aspirations of becoming a professional musician, but trying it out on YouTube has been great for me. I've actually already written 2 songs, done 1 cover, and I'm working on a ton more. And doing that Pokemon cover video was one of the goals when I started out doing YouTube that I said I wanted to do. Doing one of those cool videos where you have multiple panels on screen at a time and you're harmonizing with yourself. Yeah, when I was starting YouTube, that was terrifying to me. It's like, yeah, I actually did that? Wow. So in short, in a lot of ways, YouTube has made me feel like a better person, has guided me to what career I think I want to do, and made me a lot more confident. So I would recommend it if you're thinking about joining this grand stage that we call YouTube now. I would jump into it. And don't be afraid to explore new areas of what you think you might be able to do, because you never know what you might find you're talented at. Now I can't wait to see what happens within the next year of my life. All I know is I'm excited for the ride, and I'll see you guys later. Stay classy.